Oh my gosh, man. Well, we're recording. I'm not gonna do some big grandiose opening for this podcast because I have the coronavirus. No, I uh, I have allergies, dude. This is a time of
Yeah,
year where I get fucking terrible. Oh, you're drinking a Mountain Dew,
dude. So I went to I went to Walmart yesterday to pick up some last minute because I really needed hand soap,
right?
and I was like, fuck it. Like I've been wanting to drink like soda for a while, and so I was like trying to just find like regular, and I found like it's zero sugar,
Yep.
which I'd never seen fucking before.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
never
brand
seen
new.
Mountain Dew zero sugar,
Brand new,
but it's
man.
good. It tastes like Mountain Dew.
You're
I
drinking.
saw some RC Cola. Is that what I
I'm
fucking
drinking
saw?
some RC Cola, baby.
Fuck, dude, that's the fucking classic right there,
Because
brother.
here's what happened, man. So while everybody is on quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
my girlfriend and I were at the beach
Mm.
in Florida
Nice.
because we had this plan made before
Right.
the virus happened. So we paid money for this hotel, so we're going regardless. We
Yeah.
paid this deposit. We can't not pay go.
Yeah.
So as coming down the wire, we're like, okay, what the fuck is gonna be open? Like
Yeah.
I know the small businesses, the comic book shops, the toy shops,
Yeah.
the pinball stuff that I want to do is going to be open because these guys can't afford to close their businesses.
Yeah.
But the zoos and the
Yeah.
park, that's going to be all closed, which they ended up closing.
Yeah.
But it doubles the fact that I'm allergic to pollen, so
Yeah.
this time of year I get fucked up every day. It becomes Zyrtec every day for
Mm-hmm.
me, every single day. So I'm like, we were down there at the beach in Jacksonville, and I'm like, we're at restaurants, and I'm like,
Everybody's just like
everyone's like,
fucking like backing the fuck up.
even though
That's
this,
the other thing about it too. Yeah, is that like it's one of the things that like I heard recently, and I completely forgot about it. Is like this is hurting. This is like this whole virus thing is hitting at the one time where it's like it's hard to tell if somebody has the virus or if they just have like fucking
yeah,
allergies because this is like allergy fucking season. It's like this
it,
peak allergies.
exactly. It is. Oh, uh, oh shit. Hold on, I'll look at this later. Sorry,
Are you
I was
good?
looking at that message I get again from my work.
Uh,
Yeah, it's so hard to tell because the symptoms are the same thing as regular flu ass symptoms,
yeah,
and then allergy symptoms are the same thing as cold ass symptoms. So it's like,
yeah,
who the fuck knows? Whatever. We'll get
yeah.
to more coronavirus stuff later
It's
because it
true.
impacts some of our news. Oh my god, my
Hmm.
keyboard is dusty shit. Hold on.
Basically, all of our news at some point
Yeah.
for like a few
So,
things.
but before we get to the news, before we get
Yes.
to that, the juicy stuff, Zach, what you been up to, man? What you been checking out, reading, playing, if anything?
Oh, so the first thing I'm gonna hit is that I said and I promised and I delivered that I was gonna go to the weekly. They had a new place that they're doing, which is nice. They have like there's like a gamers lounge. It's like it's farther away from me than the old place because they used to do it at like a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's like this new gamer lounge that's about like 40 minutes away from me. But they held the weekly there. I participated in Street Fighter V and a Grand Blue.
Right.
There was almost nobody playing Street Fighter V, which was weird. Um, but also, I just feel like Street Fighter V isn't that popular as much as like the mainstream FGC would make you think it is. But I played Grand Blue. I had a lot of fun playing it. I did not go 0 and 2, which I was very happy about. I went about 2 and 2, which was not bad. I think overall, I think there was like 35 people or something like that, and I think I like did 13th overall or something like that, which
Right.
I'm pretty happy with. It was a lot better than I thought I was going to do. I really did think I was going to just get fucking swept. So, um, I mean, there's still like, I mean, it's very clear that like I just haven't put the time into the game like some of these other people have. Because I mean, all some of these other people have had it since like it fucking came out in the Hong Kong, which was like a month and a half ago.
Right.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I like my character. I'm experimenting with a few others. The good thing about the game is that the roster's so small that it's really easy to just jump around from like one character to the other. Like it's one of those things where it's like I was watching some old Excellent Adventures too, and like the one where Flo was on, and he was talking about how his main mindset is just to like learn every character in the game and
Oh,
just like
I
try
play the cast.
yeah, he plays the
I
whole
play the
cast.
cast. Yeah.
And I think this is one of the easiest games. I like playing the cast a lot too. I really, if I find it hard to stick to one character a lot of the times. Oh my god, this fucking antivirus protection is pissing me off. I canceled with them and they don't like it.
Ah.
Um, but um, but yeah, I think this game is an example of like a simple game where you could actually play the cast, just because at least right now, like, there's just so few characters. There's like less than 15 overall, so it's really, and all of the characters for the most part, there's not too much nuance. uh not too much of a nuance difference between many of them besides their special moves. I mean, like, all the combos are typically the same. Like, if you get in, I mean, you've got the auto combo and you finished off with whatever special move you want. There's differences into like how you approach and like what your special moves do, and like how you can extend your combos through using EX moves and wall bounces and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, it's pretty easy to like jump from one character to the next and like figure out like what makes them tick and whatnot. So I'm
Right.
having fun doing that and going through that. The story mode's fun too, so I've been playing a little bit of that. It's much more like a scribe. Their story mode is like a side-scrolling beat 'em up, which I'm not adverse to. It's fun. It's not gonna help you learn the game in any sort of way, just because of the fact that it's just a beat 'em up at that point. There's not really any like, there's like an arcade mode, but but that's the other thing. It's like there's an arcade mode, but the only way you can unlock like new weapon skins and stuff like that is to play the RPG mode. You have to do like, it's like the gotcha system basically, where you can just, you don't have to pay for it, but you get like weapon draw tickets, and so the only way you can get like new weapon skins for your characters, which I mean you don't need, they don't like do anything, but they look cool. Is to do the gotcha system with that. Um, but it's fun. I'm having fun with that. So I did that. Unfortunately, I can't go this week because I fucking canceled the tournament, obviously. Um, but I'm still just gonna keep playing that game, chugging through it, having fun.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I played much else. I really think I focused a lot of my time on Grand Blue. I jumped in the new Call of Duty
Oh
Battle
yeah.
Royale, and it solidified the fact that I fucking hate Battle Royales.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just fucking hate those type of games. It's just not for me.
I'm just terrible at them.
Yeah, I'm just not good. It's just like, it's not something that like, I don't know. I know it's like the new hotness and all that shit, but I don't know. I just don't have fun playing with them. I just don't have fun playing with them.
Well, I'm not a fan of new hotness. I'm a fan of old and busted.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Is if I can quote Men in Black, isn't that what he says to Kay?
Yeah, he's the new hotness, old and busted.
That's the
Yeah,
car, right? Where he's like,
I think it's the car. It's the
it's the
car,
car.
or I guess it is the car. Is that Men in Black 2 then?
That's Men in Black 2.
Yeah, yeah, because he pulls him out of retirement. Yeah,
Where
yeah.
Kay's like, okay, let me drive. He's like, no, you drove that old and busted.
This is the new hotness.
New hot is either new and hotness or new hotness. I can't
I
remember.
think it's new hotness. Yeah.
Whatever he says. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So other than that, I haven't been playing too much. I've been watching a little bit.
Okay.
The main thing that well, I've been reading a lot more than I've been watching, but the main thing I was watching, and I told you about this, was that Beastars came out.
Yeah.
And, it's 12 episodes long, and I fucking drilled through that shit. Finished it last night. It looks really fucking good.
Yeah. It does.
I already knew the story, so it's like there's nothing too much more for me to talk about that I haven't already talked about. But it looks great. I like the way the animation looks. I mean, it took a little bit to growing pains, I guess. I don't know. It always feels like that with all 3D animation, because I have the same thing with the lizard head anime that I think you saw, the Dorohedoro.
Yeah, Dora Dora.
That's playing right now. That's gonna be on Netflix soon too. I think in like a couple of months. Um, but that has the same thing where it's like it has 3D animation. It's like I'm used to it now, but it was like when I first started watching it, I was just like, ugh. But I feel like it's like with all of these CG 3D animes,
Which
where
is
it's like,
really funny because this is something that I watched again on my list. I'll just mention now because for the sake of the topic.
yeah,
And I agree with you. 3D anime, like even like Voltron. Like Voltron looked
yeah,
weird to me. It felt slow. And we talked about Transformers. How Transformers looks good because they're robots, so it's not weird because they're not people. So it's like they can move differently. But last night I rewatched Into the Spider-Verse
mm,
and it looked great. It looks
That's
fantastic.
like probably as far as like 3D animation goes, I think that's like probably literally like the top tier of like the best it's ever fucking looked.
But
Like
I
Into the
understand,
Spider-Verse looks fantastic.
and I understand that it's because it's two completely different types of
It's
production
also not
teams.
specifically like 3D because it's more like shell shade
It's still
shit, right?
that's all 3D stuff though.
Is it?
The
Oh,
cell
okay.
shader you pop onto a 3D model,
Yeah.
but in terms of like the crew, like okay, well, there's gonna be more
Hmm.
people animating on Into the Spider Verse than they're gonna be animating fucking no B stars.
Right.
I'm assuming, because one costs
I mean, that's a fair assumption.
multi-million dollars, one probably doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's but yeah, I mean overall, I mean they ended with like basically the end of the first arc. I can't fucking wait for fucking season 2 because season 2 is when you get into the fucking good shit. Because I mean they tease it at the end of they tease it at the end of the season, but I mean like this is when they start actually getting to like the murder mystery aspect, and he goes up against the grizzly bear and all that shit, and like it looks so fucking. I can't wait for that fight scene, especially with like what they did with like the Shishigumi and with Gohan and all that. It looks great. The other thing I would say is that like some of the models, I definitely prefer like the manga models better. Like especially like the way the panda looks and stuff like that. I just think he looks more badass in the manga than it's like. There's something about the 3D model that like detracts from his like overall presence. I feel like.
right, I get that. I can't wait to. I haven't read those chapters yet in the manga, but I can't wait to get that scene in the
Hmm.
anime, and then I can make a AMV out of it using Linkin Park. One
Yeah.
step closer to the edge, or
Oh, I
in.
thought you were gonna say like crawling in my skin.
No, I think one step closer is better.
That's a good one.
Or
I think you could do the AMV, especially with like his stuff with like Haru, especially where it's like
yeah,
the crawling in my skin. Ooh, that'd be a good one.
that or I'll do like numb,
Yeah.
numb.
There's some good Linkin Park stuff you can
Yeah,
hit. Yeah, for sure.
numb. One step closer, crawling. I
Hmm.
could probably do like the murder mystery one, like in the end.
Dude, you could do with all the shit with like the back alley market with the shit, you could do fucking breaking the habit.
Dude, I was just about to say like you could
Damn,
do like
son.
the where'd you find this one? You can do that the breaking the habit with like the tiger and the blood and the meat and all that
Hmm.
kind. Oh, dude,
Oh,
I have it.
so many good AMVs.
I remember how AMVs used to be such a big deal
Hmm.
amongst anime geeks. Like,
I remember that because I think I was watching Giga. I was going through his old backlog a while back, I think, and he did an episode on AMVs and yeah, how they used to be like such a huge part of the community, and now they've kind of like died out. Like nobody really does AMV, or at least you just don't hear about them anymore.
I used to be able to like watch like on YouTube, just scroll through anime clips,
Hmm.
and I would see a bunch of AMVs,
Yeah.
and I don't really see them anymore. I mean,
No, I don't.
I'm sure
You
they're
really don't.
there. I'm sure
I
they're
think it's
there.
also part of the thing where it's like it's also. I think part of it might have to do with the fact that it's just like stuff gets copyrighted more easily, and so. I mean, with AMVs, it's basically you're just fucking taking the music and like making a music
Yeah.
video of it, and so I feel like a lot of those probably got like fucking
I also feel like
copyright
before
strikes.
it was harder to make AMVs because it was harder to get like raws
Yeah,
or like video. Now it's like okay, anyone can just you can
anybody
screen
can just
grab.
watch the show instead of like watching AMV. Yeah.
Well, you can well tell you like before like it was hard to like. I remember when I was like 14, I was like, how do I like make an AMV? Like
Mm,
I have to torrent these episodes, yeah, but like can I find a good source? And like it was harder
yeah.
to find materials. Now it's super easy to find materials. You can just go on your iPhone and pull up the episode on YouTube and just screen record the app on
Yeah.
YouTube probably.
Yeah. Probably.
So
Yeah,
I don't
no, it
know.
wouldn't be that hard. I remember back in the day, in the anime club, that there was like an AMV contest, and I made one to. I think it was Randy Orton's theme song, "The Burn in My Light," with it was like a Super Saiyan AMV
Oh wow.
with I think most of it was like Vegeta versus Broly, and I was like, fuck yeah. I remember back in the day, I was like, fuck yeah, this is
Trying
like
to think
top
of
tier shit.
which that's the in my veins.
Yeah, I think so.
How's that song go?
It's fuck. I don't even remember how it goes. I just remember the chorus is like the "You gonna burn in my light," and then I when it because I think because it's that chorus, and then I think for that chorus I did like the intro to like his when Goku goes like Super Saiyan 3 for the first time because it like
Oh.
builds up to the fact of like when he pops it, and it's like yeah, I was like yeah, this is like good shit.
I remember I was downloading clips to make an AMV one time, and I had my song ready and everything, and I
Yeah.
did like the first like three edits and went, I'm not doing this. I'm not putting time in to make a fucking anime music video.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
I remember anime music videos was the shit that got me into fucking watching more Naruto, because that was the shit that it was the only thing that I was like, oh shit, that's fucking sick in Naruto, which was Butterfly Choji, which everybody fucking used in like every fucking video. This is a fucking sick moment.
I don't even remember what that is.
That's you don't remember Butterfly Choji when he has the shit, it's like his secret ability and whatnot, where he has like food pills that like unlocks his chakra. It's the last food pill that he uses, like he goes into like a butterfly mode, which is like he also gets like super fucking skinny, because it burns off all his like I think it was like the explanation was like he stored chakra in his fat or some shit like that. But it was like basically the food pill like burns off all his like excess chakra energy, and he like is able to like basically explode it or whatever. So.
Why can't Lee do anything again?
I still don't understand why he can't use like any chakra.
But he has chakra, right?
Yeah, he has chakra points. Like the whole point of the 8 gates is like he's releasing his chakra. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just like he's mentally challenged, and it's like he just is not able to.
But can Guy use Guy can use
Guy
stuff,
can,
right?
because Guy just chooses not to, because he has the turtles, like he can summon turtles.
Right.
Because Lee can't do, because even the summoning is like a jutsu, like you have to use chakra to do it, and like Lee can't do anything like that. So it's like Guy can use like chakra to do like ninjutsu and genjutsu. He just chooses not to. Lee is forced not to.
No, I know he can't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, Guy can. Guy just chooses not to, which is weird, but
that's some pussy shit.
Oh no, he makes himself harder for himself.
I feel like he would have beat Kakashi a long time ago then.
Yeah, he fucking would have. Well, right? I mean, it was like in the last fight when it's like him and Madara, it's like he was like the person that like basically almost defeated Madara, and it's like he still didn't even fucking use ninjutsu. Like, imagine if he actually like had like not had this like stupid ass rule imposed upon himself, like he fucking would have been beating everybody's ass.
All right. Well, what else have you been checking out?
So that's it for basically what I watch. I mean, I've been watching a couple. I've been watching my weeklies as far as anime is concerned, but nothing too groundbreaking has happened there. It's almost wrap up of the season, so I'll probably wrap up some of the big shows that I've been enjoying next week. But nothing too major has been going out of that yet. But I have been reading a lot of shit.
Okay.
So there's a couple of manga that I started. So I caught up on Chainsaw Man. It's still good. Still looks fucking dope as shit. Ratman, still plugging through that. I'm about 20 chapters away from the end now. I think I'm about to the point, because I'm starting to recognize shit, and I think this is about to the point where I dropped off last time, which I think, because right now I'm about like 45-ish chapters in, and it's only like, there's only like 61 chapters or whatever till it's completed. So I'm wrapping up to the end point. Yeah, I'll probably discuss more on that when it's completed, because I don't know, there's really not much else to talk about besides the premise until I'm done with it. Let's see, what else? I caught up on Zip Man. I don't know if you've been reading that.
I have not, no.
This shit, I feel like they're gonna cancel it, because I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this mangaka is like fucking blazing through his fucking story right now.
Really?
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, it was like so they had like that first 4 chapters, and that was like the 2 villains or whatever. After that, there's like 3 chapters, which is like the next guy, which is like his suit is like, he's like an RPG power fantasy shit where he like thinks he's in Dragon Quest or something like that. And then after that, it feels like chapters are missing, because the chapter after that is like the girl finds out that like Zetman is the guy or whatever, and then the guy, the brother was kidnapped, like his soul was stolen from the suit or whatever. And it feels like there's like a time skip that happens for like no fucking reason, where you're like 9 chapters in and there's like a fucking time skip. And now at the point where they're at, they have like some weird shit where they're like talk about how the girl like figured out what was going on. And now they talk about the guy who's controlling the Zipman suit without his brother has been like fighting villains for like, you assume like months at this point. Like, there's some weird time skip. And now it's like we're in like the end boss stage where it's like there's like you've got like the four gods or whatever in their suit and they're like fucking wrecking havoc around the city. So now he's taking on the first of these guys, but it's like it feels like
Yeah,
shit that is like this is like end of the manga type stuff and we're only like 12 chapters in. Like it's very
yeah.
weird.
Maybe they're canceling
It's
it then.
maybe because it's just like it's such a breakneck pace. It makes no sense unless there's going to be some like weird twist that like extends it for even longer. That's the only
Yeah.
other thing I can see is like there's some weird like genre bending twist or something like that that like flips the series up on its head, and that's what makes it go longer. But if there's not something like that, then like I can't see this going longer than like 20, 30 chapters. It's just like it's so weird. It's
Right.
so weird how fast the pace is. And it's like as I'm reading it on the sites, I'm like seeing other people's comments and everybody's the same thing. It's like this pace is like ridiculous. Like it makes no sense.
I mean, it could be pulling a Black Clover. No, Black Clover is same was like super duper fast too.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I have no idea because I haven't really.
I never read Black Clover, so I don't know, but
it's
that first arc
it's
is
fucking
super fast.
fast. Not
Okay.
the whole thing. It's like
Oh, the whole thing is? Okay.
it's the way it's still going. Like I'm not up to date on it, but it introduces you to all the shit, the concepts, and then it's just like okay, we're just gonna keep going.
Wow.
And
Okay.
then we're gonna give you a power up, and then we're gonna give you a power up, and then we're gonna give you a
Yeah.
power up.
That's the other thing is he doesn't really have I mean, besides the fact that he has like the zippers that he plugs into his suit, he has no like real power up. He
I
still
don't
didn't
know.
get a power up in like that last fight, so I don't know. I feel like he's gonna get one because the guys he's fighting right now are basically like, fuck it. I mean, the first guy he fought like deflected his like primary attack like it was fucking nothing. So I'm assuming he's gonna get a
power up then.
So it's on the horizon. He just didn't get it yet. But
Right.
yeah, so that manga is fucking insane right now. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. I started reading another manga called there's no like good translation for it, but it's called like Renai Flag Zero Joshi no Meso. That's what it's fucking called. But basically the premise is that it's a comedy romance manga
Mm-hmm.
where the main character is a girl, and she ends up, her parents leave the country, and so she ends up moving with extended family on this island that's like way out in the middle of fucking nowhere in Japan. The twist with her character is that she's drawn as like a super like that shy, reserved, like typical like just like super subdued heroine. Uh, she's actually like a huge fucking slut, and she wants to bang like every single guy ever, and
Okay.
she wants to be the person that like has like 100 boyfriends and type of shit.
Right.
And so she's like she goes to this island and like there's just a bunch of guys there and they're all super hot. She's like, fuck yes, this is like my fucking dream. I'm gonna get it. And then she figures out that on the island is cursed that only gay people find love. And so the whole point is that she has zero love flags, and so she keeps trying to get a boyfriend. And each time she gets a boyfriend, they end up falling in love with another dude. Um,
Oh.
so that's fun. It's a fun manga. I'm enjoying reading it. The reaction panels for her, especially when it's like, especially when like the gay love comes to fruition, and like her like "fuck you" face is like, it's really good art. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's not that long. It's only like 10 or 11 chapters, but I've only been able to find 6 that are translated so far. So hopefully they keep pumping them out because I'm having a lot of fun reading it. But yeah. So
Cool.
that was the other kind of big thing. I don't really think I read too much else to comment on right now. So yeah, that was the big stuff.
Cool. All right. Well, I have barely anything on my list
Yeah.
because excuse me, because my list has pretty much just been me watching Stargate.
All right.
That's
fuck
it.
yeah.
I'm on season
I mean,
5.
it's Stargate and like Star Trek or like any of those type of shows are like that. It feels like it's like when you're watching those shows, especially if you're like dedicated to watching them, it's hard to watch anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just enjoying myself, having a good time. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just been plowing through that. I'm on season 5, like episode like 15. There's 10 seasons maybe of SG1, and then like when I get to end of season 7,
Fuck,
I'm gonna
there's
start.
10 seasons? Jesus.
Yeah, then by when it gets to the end of oh, hold on a sec.
They cross over with Stargate or Atlantis at one point, right?
Yeah, at the end of season 7 is when they discover the Atlantis Gate,
Okay.
and that's when I'll start watching both like alternate episodes.
Okay.
Season 8 episode um round
Universe doesn't
1.
cross over with anybody else, right? Universe is
I
just
think
its own
I think
thing.
that's maybe it crosses over at the end of Atlantis. I didn't watch Atlantis, or I didn't watch Universe.
I didn't watch the end of Atlantis, and I never started Universe. That Universe started like right at the point where I was like, I'd watched most of Atlantis and SG-1 that had been running on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I was just like over Stargate at that point. I'd
Yeah, I mean,
watched so much Stargate that I was like over it.
I just didn't never cared about the team of Atlantis. I only cared about the SG-1 team.
I like the Colonel, but it's like everybody else on the team. I don't care. Because I remember Colonel Jack Shepard. I cared about. I liked his character, but I didn't give a fuck about like anybody else on that team. Everybody else was kind of like paper thin and like
Yeah.
non-existent. At least with SG-1, it's like you got Teal'c, you got fucking O'Neill, you got. I mean, you got everybody on SG-1 team. I like for the most part.
But I mean, I'm gonna. I have I have both of them on Blu-ray or on DVD. I'm watching it on Amazon, like I said last week, but
Hmm.
I'm just gonna watch them. I'm gonna enjoy. I haven't seen them before, so it's all brand new to me.
Yeah.
So I'll check those out, and then um, I'll probably watch it. Universe, just finish that, and then I'll move into my next show on my list, which
Hmm.
I started watching the $6 Million Man, which is an
Okay.
old
Old show.
'70s show from 1973.
Is
Like
this because of Marky Mark?
no, it was because of the
Okay.
comic book.
Okay.
I saw the comic books at my comic book shop. It was like this. I guess they did 5 seasons of the show. They did this sixth season in comic book form a couple years back.
Okay.
And the premise I've heard forever. I've heard
Yeah.
the show. No, my dad's talked about it before to me when I was a kid, and the premise is such a classic premise. And
Yeah.
we've all heard the opening to the show. We can make them faster, stronger, all that kind of shit.
Hmm.
So I started watching that. I'm only on episode 2. It's fine. It's a show from 1973 about a
Yeah.
man who becomes a robot.
It's that same era where it's like it's a $6 million man. It's like the Incredible Hulk. It's like that era of like I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
a lot of
Buck
the like
Rogers and
Hercules,
all that
like
kind of shit. It's like
yeah.
I'm fine with how campy it is. It's an old NBC show. I'm fine with that. We'll see if I finish that. I probably will because I am interested in those old shows.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I said, I watched Into the Spider Verse,
Yeah.
which I enjoyed again, and then that's really all that I've done. I read my weekly comic books or my monthly comic books, but none of them are worth really talking about. I dropped all my DC books for the most part,
Not good.
except for Flash. I still have Flash, but I don't really enjoy it.
Have they started have they started the 5G yet?
No, it's supposed to be October.
Okay.
I mean, they're doing this
That shit
big
probably gonna get delayed.
free comic book day. They're dropping like the first like book that kind of like
Yeah.
mentions it. I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. Um, I won't
Are
get
they
it.
gonna move Free Comic Book Day? Because I know Record Day got moved.
I have no idea. I haven't talked to my comic book
Interesting.
shop owner yet.
Yeah.
I don't care because I don't go to comic book day
Yeah.
and I don't read any of the books that come from comic book day. So, in the moment that 5G starts to be a thing, I'm gonna drop all my DC books because
Yeah.
right now all I'm reading is TMNT, Power Rangers, both books, Transformers, GI Joe,
What are the two books they have for Power Rangers right now?
Go Go regular.
Oh, they have Go-Go too. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm reading the Power Rangers books, Transformers, GI Joe, Real American Hero because the other one sucks,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got Constantine or Hellblazer,
Mm-hmm.
Flash, which I'm not enjoying,
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four, which I'm fine with. I dropped
Mm-hmm.
Spider Man. I dropped all the X books. I dropped
Yeah.
Batman. I dropped Detective. I dropped Action. I dropped Superman.
What's is Spider-Man? Are they still in the shit where it's like he's back in college trying to get his PhD or whatever because the Doc Ock?
I
I
don't
hated
know.
that storyline.
That was the first arc or so of Amazing Spider-Man with Nick Spencer. I haven't read it since
Yeah.
issue
He's
10.
still in charge of it right now, right?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. I haven't read it for 30 issues because they do it twice a month, so I'm not gonna pay $8 a month for a book that I don't care about.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they dropped Spider-Man. Like, what was at the point where it's like they dropped like Batman twice a month too, or some shit, right?
Batman was twice a month, and I wasn't reading that because
Do
of
they still do that? Because I remember back when I was still buying comics, they were doing that shit. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was like a Batman comic a week. It was like a specific run where it was like every week they did like a Batman comic. I don't even remember what the fuck it was
well. So
called.
here's my pulls from last week
Okay.
that I haven't read yet because I've been on vacation.
Right.
And I have to go to my comic book shop and I have to go get my books for this week. I
Yeah.
got the New Crow issue 1.
Ooh, okay.
I haven't read it
Damn.
yet. I haven't read it yet, but I like the Crow a lot.
Yeah. Crow's dope.
Here's the first issue of Strange Adventures.
Oh, I've been wanting to read that.
It's Tom King,
Yeah.
so I'm unsure because Tom King I'm unsure about.
It looks
But
interesting.
it's the Tom King team, Mitch Gerads and then Evan Shanner.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Evan Shanner cover. Really great art. So
What's it called again?
Strange Adventures.
Strange Adventures.
This book called Join the Future, which I've never heard of. I saw it as a cowboy in the future, which is kind of cool. It's from Aftershock Comics, and they've been pumping out like major bangers the last like 6 months. Flash 750.
Okay.
Again, I'm probably gonna drop it to oversized book. And then finally Ghostbusters Year 1, 2.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Because they're doing IDW's doing Ghostbusters Year 1 stories for all the characters, leading up to.
That's pretty dope. I didn't know they were doing that.
Leading up to Afterlife. So that's that. That's really all I've been doing, man.
Damn. All right.
Hold on. Oh shit! Hold on.
I mean, that's a pretty sizable. I mean, as far as SG1's concerned, I mean that's a pretty sizable time chunk. So it's understandable.
Yeah, I mean,
I did. I went to the pool on Friday, and so I took out because I hadn't read it in a while, but I took Red Rising with me, and I started reading that, and I finally got to the point because I had only read like the first like 2 or 3 chapters or something. I can't even remember how many chapters because the chapters are kind of short. But I finally got to the point where it's like his wife fucking died, and now he's gonna be turned into whatever the fuck he's gonna be turned into.
You even got to the good stuff yet.
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I'm hopefully gonna try to speed through it and have it finished by next week. I keep saying that about shit, so I don't know. We'll see.
So the hard thing for me is the last couple months, I've been diving back into my addiction of buying toys. So I've been toy hunting a lot, and like on my trip, I toy hunted. Went to like 6 toy stores and comic book shops. I bought some tiki mugs, some superhero tiki mugs.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Went to an old toy store and I bought 2 toys that I never even seen before, and they're more dolls than I would say toys, but
okay.
They were Drew Carey show dolls.
What?
Drew and Mimi.
Okay.
Never seen them before, but it was like $20 for both. I was like, "Yep, okay, got it."
Interesting.
Or $20 per one or whatever. And then
fuck
I
yeah,
got
dude.
a bunch of wrestling stuff. Like I got this Sting.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Defining Moments Sting.
That looks dope.
No, so I got that. Got a couple of wrestling things, some Young Bucks stuff. I'm building a Back to the Future collection. So
nice.
I bought got this. This is from a Loot Crate box. I guess they came out.
Oh, they got the hoverboard?
Mini hoverboard that I'm going to buy a full-size one once I get enough money for it. I got a replica almanac.
Oh, damn, dude.
You know, because I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I went to Charlotte and got some Detolf cases from IKEA.
Right.
They're going to be back here once I take apart this futon that's right here. I just haven't taken apart the futon yet. So it's going to be a Back to the Future case, or at least part of it's Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I got both DeLoreans, the first 2 DeLoreans, and whatever scale this is. I don't know the fuck this scale's called. 132, I can't remember.
One hand width apart?
Yeah, I got a real Ghostbusters box set somewhere over here. I can't grab it. I got a bunch of toys recently.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I love toys, and I'm happy to have toys again.
Yeah.
My problem is that I have my Goodreads book challenge that I started at the beginning of the year. My goal is 75, I think, this year.
Damn. All right.
And I have 20 done because I counted some manga, which is
Right.
fine. Which I give myself some leeway. Normally,
Mhm.
I would not count manga volumes as books, but
I would
whatever.
consider, as far as manga is concerned, I would consider it if you finish the series. I would
You're
consider
right.
that like a book.
Well, so like I counted every volume of Parasite, so that's like
Hmm.
10 volumes or whatever. So I have 10 volumes there. I have other volumes of Space Brothers,
Okay.
which I need to catch up on. But now that I've had like 25 volumes of manga on there, I figured myself I can't add any more. It has to be the next 50 have to be real, no
Books.
real like
Right.
novels. And I was trying to finish Dresden Files or catch up
Hmm.
to it because the next book comes out this summer,
Damn.
and it's been like 5 years since the last one. And
I didn't realize they were still making them.
oh yeah, I have like 6 books left. I'm on White Knight. I have like I think 5 or 6 books left before I catch up to the one
Does he
comes out.
dip his hat and go, "Milady"?
He kind of does. I mean, so I have 6 books left, and I was trying to read it last night. I was just so like I just didn't want to read. I wanted to watch
Yeah,
Stargate, you know.
I feel you did.
But I have a huge list of books I want to read. I want to read. I want to finish Expanse.
Yeah.
I want to fucking read.
I still
Uh,
need to read book two of Expanse, which I started
yeah,
like I think a year or two ago, and because I read the first book and I really fucking liked it, and then I started volume two, and then it's just like I don't know. I feel like I have choice anxiety where it's like
yeah.
it's hard for me to like pick one thing and like stick with it because it's like I could be doing this or I could be doing like 10 other different things, and so it's like I don't know.
Well, there's just so much shit that I want to consume.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
if I finish reading the Expanse books, I'm on the fourth book.
Yeah,
I've been on the fourth book for like fucking years now.
yeah.
I
I've
mean,
been on the second book since like fucking when I was in college, so probably like 4 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on Cibola Burn for a long time, and if
Hmm.
I read that, well, I'll get through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I can't watch. It's like so many episodes of Stargate that I can't watch,
Yeah.
or and I can obviously read a
It's so
little
many
bit.
movies I can't watch, or it's like so many
Yeah,
movies that I can't watch, or it's like hours into whatever game I want to play that I can't play because
and
I'm reading.
obviously I could do both, but I'm the kind of guy who's a fucking what's the word,
I definitely can't do
completionist
both.
slash I go 100% all in.
Yeah.
I can't do multiple things.
It's hard for me to do. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, the only things I can do multiple of is like if I was reading, I can like listen to music, or if like I'm playing, I can like listen to music. That's like as far as my multitasking can go. It's like I can't
See, I can't even do
play a
that.
game and watch a TV show or like read or whatever. I just can't do that shit. But
Well, I mean more like if I'm gonna read books now,
yeah.
all I'm doing is reading books.
Oh.
I'm not reading
Okay.
comic books. I'm not playing games. I'm not watching movies. All I'm doing is reading books,
Okay.
and then I'll cycle that out to now. All I'm doing is watching movies, and now
Interesting.
all I'm doing is watching TV. Now all I'm doing is reading comic books all day. Now all I'm doing is this. So like I
Okay.
was in my book phase. It's like cyclical. I was doing my books for like
Right.
6 months,
Hmm.
but now that I'm back in school,
Yeah.
I'm like I don't want to just because reading's hard.
Reading is hard.
Reading is an active thing. Watching stuff is passive. So all I can do is I can just turn on a TV screen and absorb fucking
Right.
TV. But if
Hmm.
I'm reading, I have to actually sit there and like do work. I don't really want
Yeah.
to do that. I just want to absorb shit, especially with my school, man. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Well, it's just like I don't know. I've been wanting to get in the toy collection game too for a while. I haven't bought any figures in a while, and I'm not going to be able to because as I'm beginning in the Grand Blue, I made the jump and I purchased a hitbox. So
Why would you do this to yourself?
because I want to get good.
But can't you use the fight stick?
Oh, I can, but I think I honestly because I remember because Tyler had a hitbox and I remember using it and actually enjoying it and like enjoying the way that like the buttons
It
pressed and
makes it
whatnot.
makes no sense why anyone would use that.
I don't know. I remember I enjoyed it quite a bit, and it's also just like for me specifically, I like the preciseness of a hitbox because you're only doing it with a button that you press. And I feel like a lot of times, especially when I would play stick, I would get shit that I wouldn't want because my hand would be so erratic while I'm moving the
Yeah, but you
joystick
have
that
to
I.
like press the left button to move left.
Yeah, I think that's great. And
And then
it's
you
like if I
then
want to dash,
how
left
do you
button
do how do you
twice.
do diagonals?
You do either you do left button down or you do right button up or left button up.
That's too much work.
No, I like that way better.
A stick is so much better.
Mm-mm.
You know what's even better than a stick? Pad. Pad's even better.
No, pad's the worst for me. Pad, I get so many missed inputs on pad all the fucking time. It
It's
makes
because
me
you know
so.
it's because you still don't practice.
Especially when it comes to like dashing and shit like that. I just feel like it's oftentimes where it's like I want to dash and it's like I press the button twice and it's nothing. I get nothing. I
No
get
man,
a
I
one.
think you're gonna get this hitbox and you're gonna plug it in, and you're gonna go to fucking locals and you're gonna be like, oh man, I'm getting my fucking butt destroyed. Cause
I need to
no,
get my butt destroyed with it at first. And I have resigned myself to the fact that probably for like the first week or two, I'm gonna get my butt destroyed. But I need to get that because I was the same thing when I was first using my arcade stick, where I was getting my ass fucking destroyed all the fucking time because I just wasn't used to it yet. But I feel like once I get used to it and I put the time and the work in, I'm more motivated to put the time and the work into fighting games now because I actually have a local I can go to. I
yeah.
wish I had a local to go to like in college when I was like playing like Street Fighter 4 like every fucking day for like 3 hours, but I don't know.
Ah,
We'll
well,
see.
good luck
But I
to
purchased a
your.
hitbox, so I can't buy toys or anything like that right now. So
How much was the hitbox?
it's 200. It's
Jesus
typical. It was
Christ!
typical stick. Most sticks are like 200 bucks.
Fuck,
So
man. Damn,
it was pretty
man.
crazy though.
Who
Yeah.
what brand?
It's a Hitbox brand.
Was it Mad Cats?
No, Hitbox is their own brand now.
Yeah, Hitbox is a brand. No Mad Cats, no cheap.
No, no Mad Cats or honestly, it's like when you go to tournaments now, it's like nobody really even uses Mad Cat sticks anymore. They've kind of like fallen out. Didn't they like go bankrupt? Didn't Mad Cats go bankrupt?
I think so.
I think they did. So it's like nobody even uses like Mad Cat sticks anymore because they're out of the market. Now it's most often times you see people using Razer. That's like the big new brand is everybody uses Razer sticks.
Really?
Yeah, I see Razer sticks a lot.
Why? Because I guess no one. Because Mad Cats was the biggest brand, and no one.
Yeah, nobody really you can't
Huh?
really get that anymore. I don't
That's
think.
stupid. That's stupid. All right. Well, let's move to the news, man.
All right,
Cause I got nothing
let's do it.
left.
Yeah.
Um, what do you want to hit first?
Honestly, the biggest thing for me is I want to hit this rumor, man, because apparently there's a rumor that Sony wants to literally buy up everything from Konami, and this shit's fucking insane to me. And now I mean, I posted this one article and it's like kind of but now I'm starting to see more articles from like legitimate sites. Like I saw one from Games Radar where they talked about it too. So I don't know.
Like they want the game rights or like film rights?
They want the game rights. Like Sony wants the game rights because they want to make a new. They want to make a new Metal Gear. They want to make a new Castlevania, and they want to make a new Silent Hills. And they want. Apparently, they want. I don't know how. This is the part where it's like I don't know how legitimate this is because then they. Well, I don't know because they also say that if they buy Metal Gear and Silent Hills, they want Kojima to be the head of those games. And then they want to make a new Castlevania game that is more in the line of I never played it, but The Lords of Shadow, which was I think like a more like an action adventure, typical like Uncharted type of shit, where it's like
Yeah.
third person action adventure game. But yeah,
I mean
so I
that
saw
would
that. That
be.
shit's fucking insane to me.
I mean Sony buying Metal Gear would be smart.
It would make sense, especially because basically his Kojima's new company is basically a Sony company. Like they funded Death Stranding. They're funding his next game, whatever the fuck it's gonna be. So it would make sense to buy Metal Gear, especially because people obviously still want Metal Gear.
I wonder. I wonder if how much that money would actually happen.
I don't know. That's the other thing. I just don't know how much. I don't know because it's clear that Konami doesn't like care about these games or want to make new games with them, but they're also making like a fuck ton on like pachinko machines and shit like that, where they're like fucking ranking in the dough with that shit. But I don't know. I would prefer Sony to get it, but then it goes back to that whole thing of what we've had in the movie industry, where it's like the Disney problem where it's like all these properties are under Sony's umbrella, and so it's like, well, fuck,
But
dude.
this is just some rumor from
This is
from
just a rumor,
from
yeah.
4chan.
Is it
It looks like there's tweets from
from
4chan.
4chan? I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, Konami leaker, jack of all controllers. I don't know. So it's
yeah.
I mean, the guy who posted the article is the one that it's apparently coming from, but I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I would
I'd be
like.
interested in it for sure, but
I mean, I would like another Metal Gear under Kojima that's not Metal Gear Survive or whatever the fuck that game was called. I mean, that would be
yeah,
cool.
I would be
Um,
interested in if they, especially if they got Silent Hills and they put. But I would be interested, especially after PT. I enjoyed PT a lot, even though it scared the shit out of me. I'd be interested in a game like PT coming back.
yeah, fuck that game.
Do you remember when we had Shaquille's house and he made us play that demo?
I I didn't play it or pay
I'm
attention
pretty
to it.
sure you were there.
I don't remember honestly.
Yeah,
I might have
but
been.
that was like at the height of PT shit.
Well, that'd be cool. I let's mention this real quick.
All right, tell me.
Coronavirus,
It's true.
whatever the fuck it's called, COVID,
COVID
whatever it's
19
called. It's affecting a lot of stuff, obviously.
is
WrestleMania
fuck me, dude.
is
Broke my
going
heart.
to be not happening in Tampa Bay,
No,
but it's going to be happening closed studio, no audience
yeah,
on.
it's gonna be happening in Orlando actually,
Really?
which would have been sick, but they won't let anybody in to watch it. So
Yeah, and they last week on SmackDown they did the same thing, closed studio, no audience, I believe.
yeah,
I didn't watch it.
they're like the only sport right now where it's like they're not completely canceling.
Well, I mean, you can control every factor
Yeah,
because it's just your crew.
mm-hmm.
You know, you need no one else
Your crew
outside.
and your wrestlers. That's it.
No one
Yeah.
else from the outside. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been excited for this WrestleMania in general, so I don't.
I didn't see
care.
any. I mean, I saw. I haven't been paying attention too much to WWE lately, but I saw that apparently there was in their last pay-per-view, they brought Goldberg back again,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had Bray Wyatt's character kick out from a jackhammer, and I'm like, the whole point of Goldberg's character is that nobody kicks out from the fucking jackhammer.
Well,
And they
no,
had fucking Bray Wyatt.
Goldberg beat the.
Goldberg beat Lesnar, right? Or did he
as-
lose to Lesnar?
he fought wrestled Undertaker
Okay.
last Super Showdown, which was a
Okay.
terrible match. But this Super Showdown you're talking about, Lesnar won the belt, won the strap. And at WrestleMania, it's supposed to be John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Don't care.
I'm over John Cena. I just want him to go back to being a full-time actor and just like
I'm pretty
leave wrestling.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's AJ Styles versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't care. Don't know
I mean,
why.
that would have been dope like 5 years ago.
That would have been dope when the Undertaker was not 50 something.
Yeah, that would have been dope at like basically like the Shawn Michaels Triple H era
But
when they were both trying to
AJ
take.
Styles is like 5'11". Taker's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah, Taker like towers over him.
I mean, it's just not going to be a fun match. I don't care either way.
Yeah.
WWE WrestleMania, that's a big deal because it's the first time in like forever that anything's like happened like this to wrestling, and it makes so much money every year that like the fact that no one can come for Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
weekend.
I mean that's like the whole point of WrestleMania is like the biggest fucking event of the year.
Well,
I mean,
it's a massive weekend where it's Sunday's WrestleMania, Saturday's usually NXT or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of shit around the weekend that they put up for wrestlers to come out, do autographs, do panels,
well, that
all
was
this
the
kind of
crazy
shit.
shit because I was been talking about the morning EP was talking about because they have guests on the morning CW show, and he was talking about the fact that since it was going to be in Tampa, he was trying to get like wrestlers on our like morning show to like do interviews and shit, and it's like they're not going to do that now.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. But I mean, I haven't seen anyone who's bummed out about this personally because I just don't care. I'd rather watch AEW.
Yeah,
but
I've heard Dynamite's been going pretty fucking strong.
It has been. It has been. I mean, I watch every other week for the most part.
I was listening. I finally watched Super Eye Patch Wolf's video, and he was talking about AEW Dynamite and how they've been doing great shit with the Young Bucks and Hangman Page with
Kenny.
Kenny. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't fucking remember his name. But yeah,
Kenny Omega.
I need
I
to go.
mean,
I need to dive back into AEW Dynamite. I feel like that would be probably one of the one weekly wrestling shows that like I would actually want to keep up with if I started watching it.
but it's also just easy because you can go back and watch every episode.
Can you? Where are they at?
I mean, they had all of this season 2 on TNT app, but also like
Oh, okay.
if you wanted to find it, you can't find every episode of Raw.
Right. Yeah.
But if you wanted to find every episode of AEW Dynamite, you could because it's only been around for, however long.
Not even that. Not even a year. It's
So
like what, like 6 months or some shit.
Last October is when it started.
Yeah.
So you can theoretically find every episode of it if you really want to, as well as every pay per view. And they're only going to do like four pay per views a year.
Yeah.
But also the rest.
Oh, really? That's actually that's more shocking. They're not really doing that many pay per views.
I think the big problem I have with AEW, and all the wrestling marks freak out over this stuff, is that the core group of wrestlers are fantastic. Some of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, the fringes are a little.
The everyone else I don't care about. Like,
yeah, the fringes leave something to be desired.
The Bucks,
sure.
Jericho,
Hangman,
Kenny, Lucha Brothers.
I liked
great.
I mean, when I was still watching, I liked the Darby Allin stuff. I thought he was an interesting wrestler.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna say this right now.
Yeah.
In my pro wrestling, this is it.
Okay.
AEW is a very progressive wrestling organization.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do intergender wrestling as of yet, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I think that intergender wrestling is stupid.
Yeah.
Not because, oh no, I don't like women wrestling. That's not why.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
The guy's gonna fucking beat up the girl.
And look, and this comes from this my
I
opinion,
feel like that instantly breaks kayfabe. Honestly,
my thought on this, it stems. There's two ideologies on this. Mm-hmm. I think there's mine, which is that wrestling, while scripted and fake and dramatic and drama in a play, stems from some sort of sports background.
Right.
Hence, AEW has a win-loss record. Mm-hmm. How they only have a few belts because everyone should be vying for these belts.
Right.
That's my ideology. That's based on some sort of mixed martial arts competitive background.
Right.
The other thing is it is pure enjoyment, entertainment. It's sports entertainment. Mm-hmm. It's enjoyable. So why does it matter? The rules of life don't necessarily matter because it's just entertainment. And both those are fine. Mm-hmm. To me, it's hard to cross those because one, AEW has a wrestler who is a transgendered person.
Yeah.
And I'll call her she. It's fine. She's beating women up.
Yeah.
Right? Fine. But if she wrestles a man and beats Chris Jericho, then it's not fair for her. Well, she hasn't. I'm not saying she has. I'm going to get to this. But if she wrestled Jericho and then beats Jericho, then she should never have a chance to lose against any other woman in their roster. I say this because, like Impact Wrestling, their champion, their heavyweight champion is Tessa Blanchard.
Really? Interesting.
So they had their champion of their organization is a lady. Mm-hmm. Who beat a guy named Brian Cage. Now, Zach, do me a favor right now. Google Tessa Blanchard. Mm-hmm. Look at her. She's a great worker. Great wrestler. I enjoy her a lot. And then Google Brian Cage. And tell me, in any shape, way, or form, fake or not fake, that match should have went the way that it did.
Dude, there's no way Brian Cage should have lost.
There is no fucking way.
No fucking way, dude.
No fucking way.
I mean, she's hot, and I'm sure she's a good wrestler, but Brian Cage could literally snap her in half.
She's a great wrestler.
Like his muscles have muscles. Like there's no way he wouldn't just fucking demolish her.
To me, in the wrestling sense that I have, that demeans your entire men's roster.
Yeah.
Because now if any other woman beats Tessa Blanchard, That means that woman could also be any other person, including Brian Cage, on the men's roster.
Yeah.
That's why they should be separate wrestling.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I just feel like it instantly breaks kayfabe
Like,
once you've introduced that.
there's a reason why there's the talk of keeping wrestlers strong,
Yeah.
making wrestlers look strong. Like right now, Sheamus is in the middle of they're trying to rebuild Sheamus. So he's been in squash matches where he's going out there and doing a 10-second match with these guys, trying to make him look strong again, build him up. That's all working for a character.
Whatever happened with him because I felt like he was pretty strong when he was with Cesaro. What the fuck happened with that?
They're pushing him on a singles thing again.
Oh, okay.
So they're making him.
I don't feel like he's good with singles. I feel like he's better with somebody else. Because I just don't feel like he has that much personality.
But my point with AEW is that the rest of the roster, while good wrestlers, just aren't stars.
Right.
And they might be at some point, but I don't care. I'm not going to buy their toys.
Yeah.
New Japan has a roster full of stars.
I mean, there's a reason the initial toy line for AEW was the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, and Kenny Omega.
Well, and Cody and Brandon.
Oh, yeah, Cody, yeah.
That's all I would want. Because the people... I mean, I would want Hangman eventually, and I would want... That's really it, Lucha Brothers. Which
Lucha Brothers are dope.
They have announced, and they should those. But...
I don't know. I really don't mind Darby Allin, honestly, but
to me, he should never. It shouldn't. To me, watching him wrestle Cody Rhodes, it's a no-brainer who wins that match.
Yeah, I don't know. He gives off definitely I don't know. Maybe it's like tweaks something in my childhood, but he gives off. I mean, it's obvious that he gives off serious Jeff Hardy vibes.
Oh sure.
And I don't know. I always loved Jeff Hardy as a kid, so I feel like it twitches something in my brain.
Jeff Hardy's also 6'2" or something.
Yeah.
And Darby Allin's 5'10".
Jeff Hardy's definitely beefier than Darby Allin. Darby Allin's a skinny skate punk.
Which is... think about it, every time we would watch TV as a kid, and you'd be like, okay, so I see, Triple H in the middle of his prime, yoked the fuck up.
Yeah.
Versus some Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
You're man, duh. Now, but the thing is, Chris Benoit was believable because Chris Benoit was 5'11", and he was fucking yoked and a great wrestler, so it made sense. But Eddie Guerrero was 5'8", so Eddie Guerrero beating Brock Lesnar for the championship was a great moment, and it was a believable moment because they built it up. But if you swap out Eddie Guerrero for Tessa Blanchard beating Brock Lesnar,
yeah, I know.
I mean, how do I believe that? Brock Lesnar is literally a MMA, UFC, World Heavyweight Champion at some point.
Yeah.
Literally beat up men who were 6'3", 300 pounds, fought dudes, wrestled collegiately. And you want me to believe, and again, this goes back to the mindset of, one, people believe it as entertainment purely.
Yeah.
And storytelling, which is fine. And there's the way that I think about it, which is the same thing, but with a sports emphasis.
So I have a question for you. Have you been keeping up with WWE tangentially?
Yeah.
On the fringes? What the fuck have they been doing with what the fuck is her name? The UFC. What the fuck is that
Ronda Rousey?
Name? Yeah, Ronda.
She's been gone.
Going on with her? She's gone?
She's been gone, yeah.
What the fuck?
I think she got hurt, and then she's been on however long.
I just thought I don't know. I feel like for some reason they were making that big push for UFC fighters in the WWE, and I feel like, I don't know. First of all, the switch for that is it doesn't seem like it works a lot. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, Matt Riddle used to be a UFC fighter. People love him as a wrestler. I mean, I don't like him as a wrestler, but people love him. So there's things there that translate, but it's hard for me to get over. Even when if I see again, the Impact thing has really ruined Impact for me. And I think half the viewers are like me who go, you ruined your company. Booker T is the same way. Booker T came out and was like, hey, this is a bad idea. I agree with Booker T. I agree with the five-time.
What was he saying was a bad idea?
He was like, this was a bad move for Impact. This was stupid. Don't give the strap.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give the strap for the company to this girl.
Yeah.
To this woman. Give her the women's strap, and that's by all means. But you weaken the rest of your men's roster, who are guys who are 6'5" and get thrown through tables and all this kind of shit. Don't give it to them. Give it to the woman. Make the woman Championship, build that up because they're two separate things. And also Booker T was saying like, no, it advocates like men beating up women. Like, I don't want to turn my TV on. He's want to turn his TV on and see like, Brian Cage, this big ass beefy dude, like close
Fucking
lining
like, yeah,
a woman,
like punching Tessa in the fucking face.
like it doesn't look right. Realistically, we all know like it's not fair.
Yeah.
Because if it was based purely on strength, like obviously again it's wrestling, and it goes back to the fact that, like I said, we're giving it suspension of disbelief, but
Right.
in the back of my mind, I still know.
But it's the same thing with movies too, where it's like there's a suspension of disbelief, but there's a cutoff point at a certain point where it's just like I can only give you so much.
Well, I mean, it goes back to the fact too that, like, if I'm watching a Spider-Man movie,
yeah,
you're giving me the rules at the beginning of the movie that Spider-Man exists.
Yeah.
So you're giving me that's the world that we're building. So I'm going to play in the world that you gave me. So a Scorpion character, Doc Ock character, that I can believe that because of the world that you built. But in professional wrestling, the world is half built by actual strength, feats of athleticism, and actual fighting and wrestling. That's the world that wrestling inherently comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the world that you set. Now, if it was China in the 90s beating up a bunch of dudes, how can I believe that? Well, one, China is like 6 foot, was 6 foot something and jacked. Two, because the world that I existed in 1998 was that Undertaker was dead.
That's true.
That's the world that I existed in.
Undertaker is a zombie.
And Gangrel, Christian, and Edge were vampires.
Yeah.
That's the world that I existed in WWF in 1998. That ain't the case anymore. Now it's pure contest based on feats of strength, athleticism, endurance. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make sense to me. It's hard for me to get over that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So that's my problem. One of my problems with AEW is I can't get over Nyla Rose being a wrestler. I mean, she's wrestling.
Is she the transgender, Nyla?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember that name.
Yeah, and she's not even a good wrestler. That's the other problem. I mean, she's the same thing with like Nia Jax at WWE, but she's actually a born woman. She's just not a good wrestler.
Right.
And a lot of people would trash Nyla Rose on Reddit.
I do remember her. I did not like her wrestling style at all.
She's bad. She's terrible.
I was thinking about who's the other one that looks like fucking Kong? What the fuck is her name?
Oh yeah, Awesome Kong.
I don't like her at all either.
She sucks too.
There's something about the women's division where it's like I just hate the girls that are like Awesome Kong. They're just like impossible for like any other girl for me to believe that like any other girl could fucking beat them.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because there are some women wrestlers who are just like Yokozuna of the women's division, just fat, overweight people who are big. Mm-hmm. But it made sense because you can have like Hulk Hogan was a 6'5" guy who can get big and get bulk, so it would make sense if I could see him body slam Yokozuna or so. I'm not saying he ever did, but just for an example. But you don't see many like Charlotte is a big woman, so I can believe her, but it's almost not fair for her because she's like she should dominate every fucking other lady.
There's no way she should like not be undefeated because she's that
much taller and that much more muscular and that much on juice. So she should be out there fucking just big booting, Alexa Bliss and just like knocking her out. I mean that's what it is. It's weird. It's hard. It's hard to believe sometimes, but that's the wrestling segment, I guess, where I flame wrestling. I can get bitched at. What's next?
The next thing on the list that I had was, let's see here. This is for you, Jason.
Okay.
This is for you, my boy.
Lay it on.
There's going to be a tokusatsu streaming service.
I looked at it, actually.
I'm down for it. Because, I mean, I know you have your ways and your means to be able to watch your Kamen Riders and your Super Sentai and all that stuff. But I have not had as much luck. I want to watch like the old Kamen Rider. I want to watch like the original Kamen Rider, the Kamen Rider Black, all that shit. Because especially like the Kamen Rider stuff. Like I love the way the characters look and all that stuff, and I like their powers. The Super Sentai I'm like kind of amped at because I would just rather watch Power Rangers at that point.
Right.
But especially Kamen Rider, like I can't wait to fucking like do this and like start digging into like all the Super Sentai stuff. I don't know what they have besides Power Rangers and Super Sentai. I'm sure there's other tokusatsu stuff that they can pull from, but I mean, especially for like what they released. I mean, it was like the first like 3 second or the first like 3 minutes of like the original Kamen Rider. So
I checked it out. I downloaded the app to check it out.
yeah,
And
is it
it's
out
cool.
already?
Yeah, it's out already.
Okay.
And it's a new it shows streaming couple episodes. They had some. I can kind of see what they're playing down the line. It's a cool concept. I would never really use it because I have it somewhere else. I have a hard drive full of that stuff. But it's really cool that if you want to watch it, you could, and it's free. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like random episodes of stuff, kind of here and there. Not for me personally. I'd rather go to the Shout Factory website and just watch the Super Sentai there. Obviously, this has Kamen Rider, which is different, which is nice. But I mean, it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that means that Shout Factory would actually be getting those DVDs because I want Shout Factory to get Kamen Rider Black or RX Black on DVD, and then I can watch it that way, or they can put it on their website to stream. But that would be kind of where I would prefer more. But this is a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. So this is free, so you just have to do whatever.
I would say go to that link, and if you're not a Patreon person, I used to be one. I'm not one anymore. As a free person, you can get like this is irrelevant for the fucking viewers. Sorry, you can get like one episode. Usually, like there's download limits. But,
Okay.
If you're a Patreon person, then they expand those limits more.
Okay.
But if you're just trying to watch one at a time, you can download one, watch one, download the next one, kind of thing. Especially if you're trying to look for old stuff. The people listening to this know what I'm talking about. Super Sentai Tokusatsu, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Corona, man.
Corona, man, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's fucking out here just destroying everything. All that. I mean, it's like I don't know. It was at the point where it's like I didn't want to add some stuff because it's like obviously it was like everything got fucking canceled. I mean, like The Witcher got canceled, Fast and Furious got pushed back. Fucking what else got pushed back?
Well, Matrix 4.
Matrix 4, Quiet Place 2 is like indefinitely suspended until the fucking coronavirus lets up. Universal's putting like all their fucking shit that was just released in theaters on streaming services because obviously nobody's gonna go to the fucking movie theater to watch The Hunt or whatever.
Well, Matrix 4 being postponed, it bums me out.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I wanted to talk about the most was that CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, I saw that.
Out and
I
was
just
like,
saw
hey,
this, yeah.
We have our staff at home, working at home. We've built some new infrastructure. We built some new systems. We have new technologies in place to where we should be able to still have the game come out in September. Now,
it better
fucking come out in September.
You already delayed it for like 6 fucking months. It better fucking come out in September.
You can't tell me this game. I've been waiting for this game for this fucking long.
Yeah.
And then tell me it's coming to come out in what? Fucking April?
Yeah.
And then delay it till September? And think that you're going to delay it again.
No.
It's not fucking happening. So I think
if this game does not come out in 2020, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
If this game doesn't come out in September, I'm not going to buy it.
Damn, that's a mighty blow you're giving them right now.
Even though yesterday, I literally just bought the 2 new Cyberpunk action figures from GameStop. But still.
Fuck, dude, they got action figures?
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude. God damn it. Now I'm going to have to go fucking buy them.
Well, they have V male. They have Johnny. They have a Johnny statue, which I'm going to get at some point. You can get them on Amazon. And then they have a bunch of 1/6 scale ones for like $300 that I can't afford right now, but I would at some point.
GameStop has it?
Well, I mean, I got them on GameStop, but you can get them from Amazon.
Amazon?
Sorry, it's McFarlane Toys. Cyberpunk 2077 McFarlane toy, or just search action figure, you will find them. It just, again, I wish they had V female, but they only have V male.
Interesting.
And
Oh, I see the Johnny Silverhand. Oh, that
re-
looks good too.
retail for like 25, I think.
The V male's kind of amp, but I'm liking the Johnny Silverhand, especially with the guitar. That looks fucking dope.
Yeah, and then they have a Johnny statue as well.
Yeah.
For like 40 or something. I forget.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Fuck, dude. Oh, damn, these are cheap. I might actually fucking buy these right now.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I bought mine yesterday.
These look good. You can buy both of them for $60.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, son. All right, fuck. I might have to go buy that of them once we get off.
So Cyberpunk's supposed to come out in September still. We'll see. Lord of the Rings, Amazon, that got halted, of course.
Yeah.
Idris Elba got it. Tom Hanks got it.
Got the corona, dude.
Tom Hanks and his wife got it.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's going to be, I don't know. It's going to be a couple of weeks until we figure out, like, what's good and what's bad with, exactly what's going on, but it's fucking insane. But on a lighter note, PS5 deep dive coming out tomorrow, son. Getting some new info on this new next generation console that I'm probably going to buy instead of the Xbox, because why would you buy an Xbox when you can just buy a PC at that point?
But when's it supposed to come out?
Well, that's the thing. It was like everybody's
Holiday 2020?
The thing for me is that, like, I don't know, because everybody speculates it's going to be coming out the holiday this year, but like now, I don't know. Shit could be thrown out the water. Maybe it's not till like 2021 at this point. I don't know.
I mean, it says it's scheduled, according to IGN, scheduled to release holiday 2020. But who knows for sure, though?
At this point, it's like, you don't even know if this is shit. I mean, I would hope it's over by like fucking June, but you don't know if this shit's going to be over by like fucking holiday of 2020. I don't know.
I don't know.
If the coronavirus is still going on, well, actually, honestly, video games would probably have the most to gain from this fucking coronavirus shit, because people will be staying inside buying shit. So
wait, so you're gonna buy a PS5 over Xbox?
Oh, for sure, 100%. There's also just no exclusives for Xbox that like interest me, because I've never been a big Gears of War person, so like I don't care about that. I really don't care about Call of Duty that much, or not Call of Duty, fucking Halo that much. Like, that's never been a big thing for me, because I never had an Xbox when I was a kid. I always had PlayStation, so it's like, for me, all of their exclusives are like long-running legacy series that like I really don't have that much connection to or care about. So for me, unless there's something that like really looks sick that they're gonna have only on the Xbox, which they have not had so far. I mean, PS5 is the way to go for me, because I know all the shit that I want is going to be PS5 exclusive. This next Spider-Man game is going to be on PS5, which I want to fucking play. All that shit.
I mean, the only thing I want, there are no games in the future that I see that I want right now besides Cyberpunk.
For me, it's
it's
Final Fantasy, it's Cyberpunk, and then after that, I really don't see anything, and that's going to be a while, which would be Spider-Man 2. That's the only other game that I would want, and I know that's not anywhere close.
I don't even care about that. The only game past Cyberpunk that I actually want, and this is like, I'm assuming like 5 years from now,
Tell me.
Is God of War.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's it.
That first God of War game was so sick. I can't wait for the next God of War.
That's all I would want.
Yeah.
So, but
I had a lot of fun with the Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man game was like one of the first games that like actually platinum. Like, I can't wait to play Spider-Man 2. I had so much fun in that game.
I feel like this console generation just was so forgettable.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's like, if you look back on the big PS4 stuff, yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It doesn't seem there was a lot to it. The really only game that I remember was Spider-Man.
What PS4
I played Horizon Zero Dawn, but I never beat that game. I got bored with it.
But what PS4 games came out that actually were like cool? God of War, Spider-Man.
God of War, Spider-Man. I mean, a lot of people would probably say Horizon Zero Dawn. As far as exclusives, Ghost of Tsushima is probably going to be like the last one. That's like the big one.
I mean,
Days Gone. I know everybody was
Uncharted. I guess maybe. I don't. But other than
Uncharted
that,
4, it would be at that point, because all the first three were on PS3, so it would have had.
But there's nothing on PS4 that was like groundbreaking.
No, and that's the thing. It's like I think this generation there wasn't really anything that was groundbreaking because even on the Xbox side, it was like
Nothing.
Halo was kind of Gears of War was like nothing is like broken the boundaries as far as like these
Yeah.
games are concerned.
I mean, to me, this is a generation of just indie games.
Yeah, well, it was like PS3 ended up being that shit too. That was also the PS3 was just around for so long, but yeah, indie games like dominated the scene for most of it.
Let me see this.
But indie games also aren't like, for the most part, they aren't like console exclusive. Like most indie games are cross platforms.
Dude,
So
it's so weird. The PS4 came out in 2013.
did it really?
I can't believe it's been out that long.
I feel like the PS3 was out for way longer, which I mean it
PS3
was.
release date was like '07.
PS4 came out in 2014 or 2013.
'06. So both
So
are,
I mean, it's like it's at that same lifespan right now.
yeah.
I just feel like I feel like I haven't had my PS4 for that long, but I guess I have. I mean, not
just
since 2013, but I think I got it in like 2015.
well, it shows you that I haven't played mine enough for me to remember.
Yeah, I
You know.
guess not.
All right. Well, anything else you want to mention, Zach, before we wrap this episode up?
Was there anything else in the show notes? No, I mean everything else was like, eh. I mean
Okay.
the Demon Slayer game was kind of cool, but there's no information about it.
Just an announcement.
Just the announcement. They haven't even said like what time of game it's going to be. I know it's made by the same guys who made like Ninja Storm and stuff like that, but I hope it's not just like an arena fighter like Ninja Storm. Like
Right.
I hope, especially with Demon Slayer, I hope it's just like an action adventure game. Like that would be, especially for like what type of game it is, and for you to be able to do like a training arc in like a game type of thing.
Right.
Um, that would be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see though.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll wrap this episode up,
Yeah.
and we'll see you back, guys, next week back on the podcast. Hopefully, more Corona will be happening.
Hopefully, less Corona stuff would be my hope. Jesus. Got a lot of crazy shit going on here.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back next week. More License to View.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about this before,
Uh huh.
but what is the best Kamen Rider show to start with? Because I feel like we talked about this before.
Man.
Like back in the day when I used to go to your house like every other day, but
Depends on what you want. Like what kind of
let's I would say just like the best introduction to Kamen Rider as a whole. Like what is the best beginner series for Kamen Rider
Well,
as a whole?
let me. Okay, so let me poke your brain real quick. I'm still recording, by the way.
Okay.
Let me poke your brain on this real fast
I thought you were done, but okay. Let's do this on the pod. Sure.
on the pod. Let's poke your brain. Okay, so
Yeah.
do you want vintage? Do you want like a dark series? Do you want like a fun, happy-go-lucky series? That's kind of how I would describe it. There's different eras. Even though there's like the Heisei era and Showa era for like in like Japan time wise,
Yeah.
I define Kamen Rider by different like atmospheres. You have like the old school stuff, which is like very campy, old school style.
Mm-hmm.
You have like the late '90s stuff, which is very dark and
Okay.
death and dramatic. And you have the stuff from like the last 10, 15 years, which is kind of like progressively more childish.
Interesting. I would say for me, I think the stuff that usually gets me hooked into shows more often is like the more of like the happier go lucky stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't mind the berserk stuff either. Like a berserk level of like maturity and darkness. I don't
Okay,
know.
well, I'll give you a couple. I'll give you one or two from
Okay.
each kind of style,
Okay.
and I'll give you the premise, and then you can kind of go from there. But now I'm going to stop recording.
Okay.
Guys, thanks for listening. Check back next week
Thanks
to see
for
what
listening,
Zach ended
guys.
up checking out.
Yeah. I'll tell you which Kamen Rider show I ended up started.
If he doesn't at all.
Hopefully. I mean, I got time today, so.
Oh,
And
shit.
I got to get a haircut. That's about all I got. So I'll probably
Oh,
start one
man.
today at least.
Gotta get a haircut.
At least get into a couple episodes.
Okay, well, next week.